Welcome to the Alchemy Experience podcast, where transformation isn't just talked about, it's lived. I'm Erin, and around here, we're turning breakdowns into breakthroughs, pain into power, and survival into serious thriving. Whether I'm flying solo or vibing with a badass guest, we dive into all the things on health, creating beautiful relationships, and building wealth. We're keeping it real, raw, and ridiculously empowering. It gets a little juicy, a little bit wild, and super inspiring. This isn't just another podcast, it's your permission slip to evolve loud, proud, and on purpose. Let's go light the world on fire. Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Alchemy Experience podcast. I wanted to share your story with the peeps in my world. So welcome, Julia, to the Alchemy Experience podcast. And you are a coach, a host of retreats, a mama, an inspirational woman. So tell my listeners over here a little bit about you and kind of what you do from your own voice.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm really too excited to be on the show. And yeah, so I it's always so hard for me to put my story in a nutshell, and I think everyone feels the same way. But maybe I start from the now. I am currently in Bali. I just relocated with my two boys from Thailand, where we had been living for the past 5 years. And we are establishing our life here again, but just from the feeling, I was literally following an intuition and like a nudge from the universe. We had a perfect life in Thailand, don't get me wrong, like living on a beautiful island. The boys would, our after school activities would include sipping coconuts on the beach basically every day. And
In my language over here. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I always look at my boys when I ask them in a restaurant, what would you like? And eating out is just such a normal thing to do there. And then and they say, oh, I just want a mango smoothie and a coconut. And I'm like, do you understand? Do you realize what you guys are living? And they're 6 and 8, and they look at me like, what? Obviously not, because they like the most like their life has been only in paradise location. And I'm originally from Germany, but I left Germany in 2011. Um, I had a really amazing career there. Like my friends and people who knew me were always jealous because I had this job where I got to be with celebrities and I was running events and I was like doing all the things, and it was amazing from the outside. But I was coming to a point where I felt like, ooh, I'm not even 30 and I feel like this 50-year-old manager,
Mhm.
married to my job, two phones, always on, always switched on, and running around like a chicken without a head for someone else's dream. And inside of me, I felt so empty. And I was also miserably in love with someone who didn't love me back in the same way. And so everything came together that I came to a point where I said, all right, this has to stop. And actually, my best friend back then, she said, why don't you just go travel for a bit? This helped me a lot to reset. You can always come back and then, get another job and start over. And I said, yeah, it's actually not bad. And so I took that advice and I bought a one-way ticket around the world, which was a thing back then in 2011. I saw people doing it and I was curious. I thought, well, if I do something, then I do it like really well. And so I sold my apartment, I quit my job, and I put everything on sale, and everything then that was left over fit in a backpack. And off I went. And I said, I'll be back in a few weeks. And I never returned. That was just literally like my beginning of my digital nomad journey that lasted for 10 years until COVID started.
Mm.
Um, yes, and so on the way on my journey, obviously it was a journey to myself. It was a healing journey. It was an awakening. And it was so many life lessons that were gifted along the way. There were really rock bottom moments. I met the father of my children on the way in the desert of Chile. But then also like we had incredible times, and then we like now I'm a single mama, and all these things that assemble my life to today
Mhm.
are wonderful pieces and are the ones that make me the woman who I am today. But when I put them in a little box right now, or in this wrap up story version, it always sounds so amazing and easy, or maybe just like fun. But as life is, right? There's ups and downs. There's when you walk into the unknown, you never know what turns out. Retrospective, it's easy to say it was the best decision of my life. This led to this, and this is why I'm here. But I had no idea, right? Even now, I'm moving to Bali because my son has special needs, the younger one, and so I found a school that I'm very hopeful that he will be given what he's needed or what he's needing. And so, but I'm absolutely blind right now. I don't know. Like we're in this phase where I'm just trusting and saying, all right, let's see how it goes. And here I am.
Oh my gosh. What a
Yeah.
journey. Wow. It's so wild. We were just talking about this before we started recording, but it's so wild that, like, from a perspective of somebody that lives in the United States, that, like, our culture here is like more fast-paced, more, what's the term? Like, just corporate, I guess is like the term that's just coming to mind. It's very like professional and like career driven, and then like make sure you
Hmm.
spend time with ta family, but like this is how it has to be, and we're kind of boxed in. You were talking about like putting it in a box, and that's something that I'm really discovering myself in real time. We were talking about going through things in real time and being raw on this podcast, and in real time I'm kind of coming out of that box. I'm just like
Mm.
I'm done being inside the box of rules. Like I'm gonna recreate myself with the rules that feel aligned and not that I have to stay inside of. And you haven't you had that aha moment in 2011, but this sort of just journey of the last, decade and a half or whatever you want to call it, like holy cow, like what an experience to be able to just say, I'm gonna go and I am going to figure it out along the way, and I'm gonna trust the universe and the divine, and like the travel and the ability to do that, like, oh man, what a journey. So
Mm.
thank you for sharing all that, and the lead
Sure.
up to all of that soul work and mindset work, and has led you to this coaching space where I'm sure probably
Mm.
hundreds of women have watched you on this journey, just lead yourself every step of the way and be okay with it being messy and showing up anyway. And
Mhm.
there's such beauty in that, and like we need more of that, right? And so that's why I really wanted to have you on here, is to show like two women from opposite sides of the world, living a life that they're creating vastly different, but the foundational is the same. Like we want it to be aligned, right? And so it's led you to this coaching space, and tell us a little bit more about what that looks like for you, because this isn't just a career for you. This is like all encompassing. Like your boys are entrenched in what you do. So are mine. They're like, "Oh, mom, do you have calls today? Who are you talking to today? Who are you coaching today?" Or, "Oh, mom, are you writing more of your book? Like, oh, what do you got there? Is that content you're putting out, mom?" Like they know, right? And they're like invested. Like it's so cool to see them see a different way of life than this like 9 to 5 clocking in. So tell us a little bit more about kind of how and what you do now in your coaching space.
Yeah, sure. And I want to touch on what you just said too, because I truly believe that when your soul has this urge like yours, where you feel like this box, I'm not fitting in this box anymore. And that's how I felt. Like back then, I just knew I didn't fit in. but I didn't know what my box would look like. And but as long as you have that urge and have that feeling of there has to be more. This was the sentence that I repeated over and over again. There has to be more to life. This cannot be it. I'm mind blown how this can be like this isn't going to be my life forever. So I'm willing to just find out, because I don't want to wake up one day regretting that I didn't even try to look what's possible. And
Yeah.
so as long as you have that, and you do, right? But if your listeners are here thinking, well, I don't know, like how I'm not capable of doing what this woman says, you are. I'm not special. Like I don't think that I have anything that anyone else doesn't have. What I have is a stubbornness
Yeah.
that got me here, because I said, well, yes, there is something else. Like I was always so convinced that there must be some other way. And so one thing led to the other, and that's key here. You just have to take that first step and then keep going and be okay that you don't know the full journey, not even the end goal. Like you don't know the destination, but you have to be willing to walk in the unknown towards that like better version, because you trust that there is something else out there for you. And that was all I did. Like honest to God, I had no plan. I had no one who was leading the way. I was no one who would take my hand and say, you're going to be fine over there, because I had no idea where I was walking towards. But I had this trust in myself and the belief that whenever I do listen to what feels good to me, I'll be fine. And
Mm-hmm.
this was my compass. This was literally my compass. This feels good, I'm going there. This doesn't feel good, I stay away.
Mm.
And so I truly believe that this is a powerful tool for anyone. And it doesn't mean that you actually have to physically travel like I did, but for your decision making. And so what I just said is basically also what I do in my coaching, to come back to your question.
Yeah.
I am very passionate about helping and supporting women and empowering women to truly turn their soul gifts into money, like turning their purpose and passion into an income. And so when I started this traveling life, I just like started doing all sorts of different things. Because I have a background in PR and marketing, I was very lucky to like have already the tools that helped me then establish and create my online presence, um, that I still have now. Like if you go and Google my name, you'll find so many things back, and they're all piling up. They're all compounding
Yeah.
to this image. And so what I always help women is to find out what they're passionate about, if they don't already know, right? There's like the seasoned entrepreneur who comes to me, or there's a beginner who says, I know there's a soul gift inside of me, but I don't know how to bring it out into the world. And so in the beginning years, I was literally like starting out with a course called Facebook Marketing for Your Business, because it was really like these tools and the strategy and the masculine energy way of how I learned the things, how I knew they would work. But then I came over and over to that roadblock with clients who implemented the strategies that I was teaching, but they didn't work for them. And I was always scratching my head thinking, but it is a strategy that worked for me and that worked for others. Why isn't it working for her? And
Mm.
so over and over, I got presented with that situation. And I thought, okay, hang on a minute. It's got to be to do with the person, not the strategy. And that's when I then switched gears and I said, all right, I do personal development. Like I take courses, I go down and, I'm consistently learning and expanding my knowledge around that. I do like join masterminds only to hold myself accountable to my growth, to ever stay connected with this expansion that I truly believe that that's the only reason why we're here, like getting better, being more of who we are, carving that out. But it's a lifelong journey. And it's like showering, it's like eating. You have to do it every day.
Mhm.
And so when it clicked for me, I said, I can't separate because I'm not separating the things that I'm doing, in my private life. I'm now combining my lessons and things that the ahas that I have for myself, I bring into my coaching programs. And so if the people who I'm supporting are creating personal brands, are the forefront of their businesses, then I need to support them really coming into alignment with what they love, what they're passionate about, and what they're good at. And I have to find the strategies for them, with them,
Mhm.
that are like perfect for them,
Yeah.
not because there is like a strategy that works in general.
Yeah. It's not a one size fits all, right? Like,
No, no.
yeah. Yeah. I
But I
agree.
feel the coaching scene, like the space, is always the other way around, right? Here, come into my program, eat this, and that is your magic pill to be successful or do whatever XYZ they're promising. And it just doesn't work that way. It
No.
doesn't.
No, in fact, it's so interesting you say that. I just had a conversation with somebody, another coach that I was talking to this morning, and I also am hosting a retreat coming up, and um, a woman kind of messaged me today, inboxed me today, and just said, "Hey, I'm interested in doing this. I just don't know if I like financially can do it, but tell me more of the details." And so we were talking it through, and as I talked through it, and I kind of know her from like past experience, and we had worked together in years and years ago, and after kind of talking through what it's looking like she wants and what she might think she needs, I said to her, the retreat's not for you right now. I would love to have you there, but the work you need to do prior to this retreat is actually
Mhm.
this thing over here. And I said, and what if we do this together instead for a little bit and kind of get you to a point where then once you've moved through some of this healing and some of this sort of work you got to do in mindset shift and things, then if we're feeling compelled to go to the retreat, you come to the next one, right? But
Mhm.
like, I don't want you investing in this where your nervous system is going to crash. It's a high ticket investment. And you're not going to be able to hold space for yourself over here the way you can with this first, which is a
Mhm.
little bit lower ticket, a little bit more sort of just like that inner work that needs to happen before you can really reinvent yourself. You got to heal some of those pieces, right? And so she was very kind of taken aback at first, like, oh, I want this, but like I hear what you're saying. And I'm like, yeah, like you can do both, but let's do this first. Like, I'm going to
Mhm.
coach you through this for free right now. Like, this is what I'm telling you, right? And so she was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was such a beautiful moment for me as a coach to be able to recognize my skill in seeing what somebody, you know, let's slow it down. Let's get you this piece first, right? It's sort of like, in the book space, right? It's like, oh, you want to publish this book? Well, you got to write it first. Right? Like, you got to back up, right? Like, you want to do this, but you got to get the words down. So it's sort of building that out. And I 100% agree. Like, there are so many coaches out there doing it however works for them, but however works for them isn't necessarily going to be what works for their clients. So it's
Mhm.
figuring out how you can support the right people at the right time. And
Mhm.
it's so beautiful to see that that's what you've discovered in the journey of your own self-discovery and growth, and how that's now like transmuting into your clients. So cool.
Yeah, and I'm excited, and I also really do believe that the way you are working is absolutely the way I approach my situations when someone comes to me. And I honestly, I feel if you're only after the sale, like if you're a coach and you know you have this product, and I love that you said, I don't think she's a fit for my retreat. So why would I push the sale even though the person is ready with money? And that's already like a reflection um of you, obviously, but then it leads into who you're attracting, and then also it builds your your brand and your reputation in such a sustainable way, you and I, like, we're here to really truly support other people. And the money is just the byproduct, right? Let's just face it. If this is not the goal here. And if I can help you, then that's my job to do. And yes, of course, there will be an exchange and monetary exchange. But if I can't help you and I'm just taking the money, there's this disconnect. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I truly think that it's powerful to support, especially women. I don't know if you also work with men, and I have like actually I do have men in my in my clientele as well. I don't, say no if they are um if they feel aligned with what I'm doing and but the way I'm marketing, it's for women.
Ah,
And we do speak a different language and we understand each other. And I told you that I have this second brand that I'm just birthing, Sovereign Mommas. That's a passion project and a baby that's really only recently came out and through me. And also with this longing to support mompreneurs, because we are such unique little like creatures inside that entrepreneurial box.
mhm.
And so with all this being said, right? Whatever you do and whatever you are creating for your clients, first of all, yes, you got to lead from and embody from this place. If you want people to join your programs, you really have to walk the talk and be
Ah,
that version first. And
yes.
that's what I honestly had for some time in my journey hadn't that in place. I was like hearing people say, fake it until you make it. And I said, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'll figure it out along the way. And I was like, but it broke my neck along the way
Ah,
because I would like
yeah.
not getting the results for people and you'll feel it. And yeah, so that's definitely also something, a spice in your recipe that you want. If we're talking about success and this podcast is about wealth, then it needs to be authentic. It needs to be truly something that you know inside out what you're talking about. And then you have to just feel this natural like way of talking about it. I could talk for hours when I'm coaching calls, and it just that audio experience that I shared with you that I'm currently hosted. It's um I just sit down and record, and I do have a topic that I want to cover, but I can riff off a topic, and this is what lights me up because then I know, oh, this I just had a 30-minute voice note speaking to my phone, and I get paid for it.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that I can do it this way. And I'm sure it's the same for you, right? When you then notice work, it doesn't actually feel like work.
No, I could do it all day long. Like I've had multiple podcast interviews today. I've had clients to like I could do this work 24/7, right? And some weeks when I've got projects coming up or when I'm really trying to push through something because I've just it's coming through like all these downloads and all these ideas and I've just got to like get it out. Some weeks I do work like oof, man, I'll be like up till 2 a.m. just writing and then I'm like I gotta go to bed. Right? Because it's just so much pouring into you that you're like, I just got to get this out. So yeah, I think it's just so beautiful, what you're saying and how you have shifted and pivoted in, okay, this isn't for me. This is like me being the vessel of the information and the wisdom and the knowledge to be able to share that with other people. It's for the people that need it because I've walked the walk, I've talked the talk, and now I can share that energy and that knowledge and the expertise and the tools, right? It's like being the expert in your craft. People want that. And they're craving it. They're craving that connection. So this is amazing. I know you have some masterminds and some retreats and things, but you have something specific coming up in September that I want my folks to know about in case this is something that they themselves or somebody they know could benefit from. So tell us a little bit about what this, kind of in the pre-launch stage, but what's to come that might be something they're interested in.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity. And I'd love to also gift your audience a special code. So we'll do the back end things after we
Yeah.
hop on off because I this weekend I actually am running a flash sale for this, and this ends on Sunday. And obviously your listeners won't have a chance
Yeah,
to
but
jump
I'll be
in.
sure
So
to share. I'll be sure to share. Yeah.
and but I'm happy to, when this episode comes out, just give you a code so that they can get on this flash sale price. And that's so the thing is, it's called Audio Mini Lab, and it's something that was coming through me because I'm running on hosting a mini mind currently that is called Magnetized Masses. And I'll chip that one in as well for just so that they get to experience a, a real life container and how I host them. And the women who are going through this with me right now, there are 15 women in there, and all of them were like, "Oh my gosh, we love, like, we binge listen to your audios. That's amazing. That's such an incredible, like, format for us to consume, and you can listen to that anywhere, right? So I love the format. You get so much out of it because you have your coach in your pocket, and you can truly, like, just speak into this um, one transformation, like this one piece. So if you are a coach and you want to host something like this, then that is something so powerful for you to add to your offer suite, because it gives you flexibility, your audience flexibility. It builds the connection.
Mhm.
It's something that immediately, when someone hears your voice, it's so much more powerful than reading a PDF or reading your emails. And so the women in there, they ask me, how can I create an experience for my audience like you just did for us? And it's dawned on me, it's like, oh my gosh, yes, of course, I have to teach this because this is truly powerful. And so Audio Mini Mind Lab is coming, and we're starting in September, and it's currently on sale for 97 US, and it'll go up, and it's a 4-week sprint with me where I really sit down and walk the women through, oh man, and walk them through how to create their own mini mind on. I use the platform Telegram. That's a Telegram app, but you can do it on WhatsApp or Facebook, like a group. It doesn't matter the platform, but what matters is that you have this customer journey, like your client journey, really visually mapped out, and that that you reverse engineer from your high ticket offer, and then this makes sense. Like this mini mind, this audio experience needs to be the first step, needs to be the taster, needs to be something that your audience then understands. Ooh, okay. So I took away this from this small experience. I want to learn more.
Yeah.
And it's like inside this, like these 15 women all are asking, so how can we continue? Right. And I don't even have to pitch. Like I just say, all right, here, this is what's coming next. And this is a launching in a way, like this is a way of launching that feels fun. It takes away that pressure.
Yeah.
Like I did launches where you prepare for your big masterclass. People come in, you do the free thing, and at the end you present your offer. And then if people don't jump in, you're just so stressed because you put all that work in this one event. And then you have to go again, and you feel like so burned out. And so if you don't want to launch anymore in this way, in this old school way, then try this because it's so fun. It's really so much fun. And it's an evergreen product. You can have this on. Now I can turn this into a little mini course and still feed it to someone else, right? So
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant.
mm,
And
yeah, I love it.
just, having that group of women, it's intimate, right? So like they
Mhm.
can then get to know each other. There can
Oh
be,
yeah.
like a connection. And that's what I love. I love just the networking piece of this because
Mhm.
whether it's whether it's somebody joins in with you in the next phase, or they come to one of your retreats, or they just continue to follow you and love on you and comment on your stuff and share your stuff and give you testimonial, like whatever it is that it ends up
Mhm.
maintaining a relationship in some capacity, um, is gold,
Yes.
gold. And
Yeah.
so I've done some little twists and turns of things too recently of like, oh, I think I'm going to try this a little bit different this time. And
Mhm.
it's coming out of that box, man. We don't have to stay inside those rules and like keep ourselves boxed in. So I love this. Thank you for sharing that. I
Yeah,
really
sure.
love your energy of how you approach coaching and how you are of service to first yourself and then others. That is just needed, right? Like we need to give other women and men, but women, in our kind of role here, the permission to give themselves
Mhm.
that ability to just walk themselves through it and then walk other people. So I love this. This has been a powerful conversation. Where is the best place that, I mean, I know we can Google you, but where is like the best place you hang out on a platform? Like what's your favorite one to be around?
Oh, it's 4:44 here, angel number speaking. It's Facebook. Definitely, I'm active on Instagram as well, but I feel at home on Facebook. So yeah, just my name, and I have a group also, Sovereign Mamas group. I think that's yes.
Yeah. So perfect. So I think, it's interesting because I think I tried to push, and you might find this too. I tried to push Instagram for a while just because like the platform is easy and fun. It's easy to navigate.
Mhm.
Um, putting in reels and putting in things, it's easy, but I don't find connection there like I
Mm.
do on Facebook. That that it seems like that's the place where we sort of hang out.
Yeah. I honestly have had this account on Instagram since 2013 or 14. And I have since then, like I got to a number which is 3,000 followers, and I've been lurking or sitting around this number ever since.
Yeah.
Even though I've been feeding it and showing up there, and so I'm so detached now. But there was a time when I thought, oh, I want to grow this because I saw people, oh, and then you have 10,000 followers, 100,000. It never happened for me. And I just take it now as it is. I still will put content there because there is people who find me on Instagram, but then they come over to Facebook and then
Yeah.
we kind of like hang out here. And
Yeah.
it's the same. Like for some people, it's the platform and they love it and they have their big audiences there. You just got to find out which one works for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So that's the place that people should go to really find you and connect with you. That's where you hang out most and post most of your things. That's where I found you.
yeah.
And that's where we've kind of connected. And I think I do like it better over there. I feel like there's more of a connection of maybe it's
Mm.
generational. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, it feels there's a connection there that's a little deeper, I feel like. So, perfect. So I will be sure in the show notes to pop in your information in
Okay.
there so people can just click it and find you. But
Mhm.
also I'll make sure that they have your full name to like Google you and all of that. And, um, you know, guys, be sure to follow Julia here. Like I've been following you. I told you I've been stalking you a little bit and like just seeing the things you're doing and I'm like drawn in because there's a spiritual element, but it's pressure free, right? And there are some spiritual coaches and things that you kind of get in and then you're like, this feels pressurized, right? And I think for you there's that's not there. It's lighter. And I think that's important to say and important for people to hear because just to follow you and be in your world is going to give them a sense of light. and just see what you're all about. So be sure to follow Julia over on all the things. And then how I like to end this is to give us, if there was one phrase or word or thought, that a little nugget that you want to leave my followers and my folks, my listeners today, what would it be?
Hmm. Yeah. Thank you for saying all that you said just now. It's really good to hear and beautiful to hear. And I think as a nugget simply, um, oh, there's so many, but if I had to pick one, just do it. Like that's simple. Like if you have a feeling and it comes back and this thought or idea, just do it and look at life a little bit more relaxed and from the lens of children. Like my boys, they're teaching me so much. And I'm so grateful for them because each time they have an idea, they're just burning for it and they go for it. And they don't think about the logic behind things, the consequences, and the blocks that we then later on establish as adults. And so life is our playground. And
Mm.
when you are detached from the outcome and say, I'll try. And if I succeed, then great. If not, then I tried something and I have another, lesson, and this is bringing something into my portfolio. Anyways, and so yeah, just have fun,
Life, I'm writing this
enjoy.
down. Life is our playground. Oh
Yeah.
man. I don't, I feel like I've heard it said before, but not like that in the way that it just landed for me.
Mm.
And that idea of just, yeah, living through, like, not living through your kids, but the lens of your kids, right?
Mm.
It's just
Oh, yeah.
freedom of judgment, freedom of shame, just like innocence, right? Like, just let that guide you. I love that. This is actually just triggered something in me and changed me, this conversation. And this is what I love about having these is just like it's giving me some validation, not that we ever need it, but it's giving me some validation that like I'm on the right path right now. Uh,
Yeah.
that just
You
felt
are, and I can feel that. And can I just add, because you have this podcast, and I'm sure you just said it, you feel that too. Each conversation is for you.
yes.
And even though we are creating this platform for other people's, but this is exactly an example of if you are in service and you do something genuinely from this place of, I just want people to hear and amplify other people. Like you said in the beginning, I want you to win. You're on my podcast and I want you to help you also. And that is the frequency that now is giving back to you,
Mm, that's
right? So everyone who comes on your show has a gift for you as well and has a lesson and something. And I feel exactly the same with my Sovereign Mommas podcast. Each time it's blowing my mind how I needed to hear that right now, what this other woman said. And I was like, oh, and I'm just thinking I'm giving out for other people. No, it's for me. So
yeah, that's
take it as
so true. It's so true. That's so good. And at the right time, right? Like if we had done this a week ago, it wouldn't have landed right.
yeah.
Needed that today. And when people listen to this, whether they're driving in their car or they're doing the dishes or they're waiting in the parking lot for their kid to get done with whatever, like it's going to land for them when it needs to. So I love it. This has been such a powerful conversation. I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you're putting out into this world from the other side of it. You're like in a totally different realm and just such cool. I can feel the like simplicity vibes from just Bali. Like it just feels grounded there. And I look forward to getting there someday. And
Yeah.
maybe just even talking to you was the push I needed. But let's stay connected. And thank you guys for listening. If there is something that you got from this, please share it with us. Please follow Julia. Go see her story. It's just remarkable. Even this few minutes that we've listened to her, um, and the twists and turns and lessons, I'm sure, just in every nugget of your content. So, thank you. And no,
Pleasure.
continue
Thanks for
to,
having me.
continue to share this with other people that may need this story today and that may need whatever nugget of wisdom that dropped in for you. So thanks, guys. Until next time, let's go light the world on fire. Thanks for tuning in to the Alchemy Experience. If this episode lit something up inside you, go ahead and share it with someone who's ready to rise too. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and connect with me online on all social media at the Alchemy Experience. Because transformation loves company, and together we all rise. And hey, don't just survive this week. Thrive like you frickin' mean it. Let's go let it up. Talk soon.